Hey guys, Shannon back with you. I thought since I was going through some boxes that had some old Marvel stuff in it, I'd go ahead and show you a few more of those. It's mostly Bronze Age stuff and some of my favorites, some number ones. Let's take a look and see what we have here. I've got a couple books I've had since I was a kid, and Fireside Editions, the Origins of Marvel Comics. And basically these are just reprints of like some of the classic stuff. Fantastic Four, number one, Spider-Man number one, Hulk number one. A lot of background on the origins. Journey into Mystery 83. I say my copies are kind of wore out. You can tell them I've had them close to 40 years, but these are great books. Origins of Marvel Comics, and I guess you can call this the sequel, Son of Origins. I think X-Men in here, Tales of Suspense 39, Silver Surfer, just first appearance of Daredevil. Like I said, it has some text, giving a little bit of history in the background of the characters. Coming of Whiplash, Tales of Suspense, more X-Men stuff. Like I say, these are pretty ready shape. I read them to death when I was young, but these are good coffee table books. If you just want to go through and get the origins of some of Marvel's characters. Okay, here we got Giant Size Supervillain Team Up number one, Submariner and Doctor Doom. Some more of these square bound books that I love so much. And this is always one of my favorite covers, Iron Man 128. This famous alcoholism cover. Sorry about the glare. That's a classic for anybody that collects Iron Man. There's Crazy number one. Some more stuff where they're spoofing their own characters. I think a lot of this might have been reprinted from Not Brand Echh, but it's really funny stuff. Okay, here's Marvel Superheroes 22. The X-Men, Daredevil. It's probably a mid-grade copy. I'd call that a VG. And here's an old Western. Western Gunfighters. What is that? Number 20. This is back when Marvel was still Atlas. Actually, there's a story behind this one. My wife and I went to an inside flea market with my folks, and I was looking at some old stuff, and my mom came along and was like, find some old comics, and I'm like, yeah. And I said, here's some Western Gunfighters, but I don't, I'm not going to pick anything up. Well, got out to our vehicles, and she bought me this book, so this has got some special meaning to it. It's a great cover. And Submariner 49, MODOK. Another great picture frame cover. It's fairly high grade. One of my favorites, Chamber of Darkness number 5. It's got a great Kirby cover and a great Kirby story in it. And Marvel Premiere number 4, Doctor Strange. Another picture frame cover. always love this cover, Where Monsters Dwell 16. Beware the son of Goom. I am Googam. I'm a big rocky guy with green diapers. But, you know, great cover. Gil Kane, I do believe. Another great cover by Gil Kane. Supernatural Thrillers #3. Valley of the Worm. Doesn't get any better than that. And Astonishing Tales 25. It's the first appearance of Deathlock. Another high grade book. And here's some #1s. Combat Kelly and the Deadly Dozen. I'm not sure, that might be some more, yeah, that's some more Severin artwork. It's a really great cover. And the Inhumans #1. George Perez did a great run of this. I think he did about 8 issues, maybe. Not sure. Okay, Adventures on the Planet of the Apes #1. Anything to do with the Planet of the Apes, I've pretty much got it, or I'm going to get it. This is actually reprints of the black and white series that they did 11 issues of this, and they were in color, but they were reprinted from the black and white magazine from a year or two before. But I think it adapts the first 2 movies into the first 11 issues. I think I've got a couple, maybe 2 whole runs of this, but it's a must for any Apes fan. And more Kirby. Fear #1. Monstrum, the Dweller in the Black Swamp. The first several issues of this were all monster reprints, but that's just another great cover. It's pretty high grade. Okay. Man-Thing #1. This is always one of my favorite covers, Frank Bruner. I always want to see Frank Bruner on Swamp Thing. No offense to Bernie Wrightson, he's one of my favorites, but I just thought that would be kind of cool. Another great cover. More old horror stuff. Vault of Evil #1. I'm not sure who did the cover on this, but I really liked it. Okay, this is my reader copy of Marvel Team Up #1. I don't know if you can see, but there's some creases. And it's got some spine wear on it, but it's a pretty decent copy for a reader. Another picture frame. Okay. Marvel 2-in-1 #1. Thing and Man-Thing. Monster versus Monster. And While the World Trembles, by the way. And here's my reader copy of the Defenders #1. I think this is the one I originally bought when I was a kid, but I've kept it just for sentimental reasons. But that's a great cover. Beware the Claws of the Cat #1. I think that's Jim Mooney art in that. Supernatural Thrillers #1, featuring It, the thing that couldn't die. This is pretty high grade, other than the date stamp up here, but still a great book. Okay, Marvel Premiere #1, Man God Reborn, The Power of Warlock, Morgil Kane. Amazing Adventures #1, I think this was the second series. Inhumans and Black Widow. And lastly, Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. #1. Great Steranko cover. Just love this. Sorry about the glare. I'm pretty sure this one was signed on the splash page. Yeah. You can see right there. Another great book. Steranko was the master of the psychedelic cover, I think. That's all for now, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll be throwing another one up soon.